Okay, and welcome back. This is part two of movies that I think every filmmaker or aspiring filmmaker should see. When last we were talking, I was showing you American Movie, which is a documentary about Martin Borchardt, and basically having the drive to get things done. The next thing I want to show you is a documentary called Overnight. Now, this movie is about the making of the Boondock Saints. Now, let me preface this. The guys who made this movie clearly, I think, are being vindictive towards the filmmaker who made Boondock Saints. This is kind of one of these movies that, whenever I first saw it, scared me to death because I was thinking, like, man, this guy was just a total asshole in this movie. I mean, that's the plain and simple of it. Kind of just shows you how you can have everything going for you. You have some really great ideas, and then all of a sudden have it all thrown back in your face just because your ego gets bigger than anything else. Now, like I say, to add on to this movie, I will say I don't know how much of that necessarily is true, because since they made this movie, they went back and they did the Boondock Saints sequel, which is a movie that I really enjoyed. I saw it in theaters last year, and hadn't reviewed it because I just hadn't had time really. I got a really cool story about Boondock Saints though. Whenever I was in college, I may have told the story before. Someone had passed a VHS tape under my dorm room door and said, "Cameron, you got to see this movie." At the time, very few things that I'll watch more than once, within a couple of weeks span. I watched the movie, immediately walked to the next room, showed it to another person, watched it twice, back to back. I enjoyed it that much. And I thought Boondock Saints 2 was really good. But this movie is just kind of walks you through the different process of them signing the deal, initially getting the movie announced. They're going to make it, with the Weinsteins, and then that all crashes and burns. They end up making it for a lower budget and things like that. But really cool movie, like I say, real cautionary tale. Good thing to watch, just to, again, keep your ego in check, which I think is an important thing. Next thing I want to show you is just kind of a placeholder for a lot of different stuff. This is the Desperado El Mariachi box set, which is 2 films by Robert Rodriguez. Robert Rodriguez has put out a lot of great stuff. He's one of my favorite guys. His book is genius. If you haven't read it, that is if you're going to be a filmmaker, if you want to be a filmmaker, read his book. It is absolutely inspiring. What he does on these DVDs is he has a couple different featurettes called 10-Minute Film School. He's been doing them since El Mariachi, and every time he puts out a new DVD, it's got a 10-minute film school. Pick up just about any one of his DVDs. You can find these little, just quirky things that he can teach you how to do stuff on the cheap. Kind of what he's become known for is kind of doing everything as a one-man show. While it is a Hollywood movie and it is something big and bad, he doesn't go through the process of hiring 10 people to do 10 jobs. He just does it all himself. He directs it, he cuts it, he shoots it, he does everything. He's like I said, Rodriguez is a genius. Well, I think one of the best filmmakers working today. So again, check out El Mariachi. If you've never seen El Mariachi, it's made for $7,000. It as a movie alone is great. Commentary on the DVD is great. But 10-minute film schools, for this, Sin City, the Spy Kids movies. I mean, there's a whole. I mean, everything he's done, he's put different stuff on there. So check those out. You'll learn a whole lot. The next thing I want to pull up. This is the Bullit Blu-ray. It's not actually the movie Bullit, but there's a documentary on here called The Cutting Edge, The Magic of Movie Editing. You can buy it as a standalone DVD. The documentary is on the Blu-ray for Bullit as well as the 2-disc Bullit DVD. And it's just as cheap to buy this movie as it is to buy the standalone DVD. So I would recommend picking this up. Bullit's a great movie, all in its sense. But The Cutting Edge, I think, is a real good breakdown of what editors do, how editors make movies work, and how you can kind of see how things work and won't work whenever you cut them together. If you don't understand what an editor does, or the process of editing, this is a good look at it. I think editing in the last couple of years has gotten people have gotten so much better at it just because of things like YouTube. You have everyday Joes now who are sitting down with cheap editing software, putting things together, and I think that's really cool. I think in a sense, like, an editor can help shape a movie, to good or bad aspects if you do your own editing or if you have someone who you work with. A lot of times on the different stuff that I've directed, I work with an editor just because it's so tedious a lot of times to sit down and go through everything, and I just enjoy working that way. But I totally love people who sit down and just kind of take it from front to back, do it all themselves. I think that's really cool. The next thing that I want to show you guys is a DVD called Sound for Film and Television by Barry Green and David Jimerson with, I think it's Matt Getmeyer. This is a DVD that you can get off of the DVX user forums. They also sell on Amazon, eBay, things like that. You can pick it up. What this is an instructional DVD that kind of talks to you about sound. It kind of explains to you the difference between different types of microphones, how to get the best sound whenever you're shooting stuff, whether you're using, you know, small low budget cameras or using big professional cameras. It'll show you just the best, you know, ways to make that happen. This is a cool little DVD. It's a little, you know, it's a little bit pricier than the stuff you're going to buy at a video store. I think this one's like around 40, 50 bucks. But you will learn a lot. The thing about sound that I will tell you, don't run out and buy the cheapest Audio-Technica microphone you can get for 40 bucks thinking it's going to be better, because it's not going to be much better. Save your money, get something good. You can make some, you know, major, you know, strides by just getting a good microphone, putting it on a boom pole whenever you're making your stuff. Check this DVD out. There's a whole lot of good stuff on here. I want to say you might can even see some of the tutorials if you go to dvxuser.com. There's a message board over there that's all about filmmaking and things like that, so check that out. The last thing I want to show you is if you thought that thing was expensive, you're going to drop your jaw when you see this thing. It's called Hollywood Camera Work. This is a 6 DVD set that's all about just moving your camera, basically, just how to break stuff down. If you ever, like I said, if you can't afford film school but you wanted to kind of learn just all the basics, buy this. It's expensive. I think that this DVD box set is like 250, 300 bucks. If you search around all that same forum, dvxuser.com, you can get a coupon and they give you like 60 or 75 bucks off of it if you enter it. You can Google this and pull up Hollywood Camera Work. There's only one place that sells it officially. Everywhere else, you know, you could. I'm sure you could probably get it used every once in a while on places like eBay, but I don't know that places like Amazon sell it and things like that. But basically it takes you through different aspects. It's really cool because they just use computer animated characters and that don't show any emotion at all, and just show you how you can make emotion, how you can build tension with just camera movements. It's a really cool setup. They did a second box set that was more structured towards people who do like animation and video games and things like that, but definitely worth checking out. Again, if you're, you know, again, I know it's pricey. It's something that I think you have to be somewhat serious in wanting to, you know, just get better at the way, you know, that you make your films. Not to say that you can't learn a whole lot of this stuff by, just like I said earlier, going to the library, reading books. You might can even check this out from the library for all I know. But check it out, you know what I mean? Go out and learn. The most important thing I can tell you is just do it. More than anything, with whatever you have, don't wait for anyone to give you any money. Don't wait for anyone to, you know, come up with any other idea. Get a camera, get out there, learn how to do it. But at the same time, don't keep making bad stuff and go, why does no one want to watch anything that I make? Learn, you know, learn from the masters, read their books, hear their stories. You know, you can stand on the shoulders of giants just by doing those things. So anyways, that's 10 different DVDs. Again, if you guys have any suggestions for me, I would love to hear it. I eat this kind of stuff up. I love just digesting information, trying to pull it in, pull little bits and pieces from everything, and I think you can be a better filmmaker. I wish all of you success, you know, in that aspect. I hope, you know, that whenever you make stuff, you send it to me and let me see it. Hopefully, you know, I can help where I, you know, anywhere that I can. I'm always, you know, willing to do that. But anyways, that's some stuff. I was thinking about doing one of these where I suggested some books that I've read too. I'll try to do that in the future. I can't do it now because a lot of my books are in storage, so I'm going to have to get them dug out and everything like that. But again, I will say Robert Rodriguez's book, definitely worth checking out. Read it now. If you've ever read it, you know, leave me comments below. Tell me what you thought about it. If you haven't read it, read it and then let me know. Again, leave me comments. Tell me what you're watching. Tell me if you've seen any of this stuff. Leave me video responses with anything that you love, because I really do want to see what you guys are using to help you be better filmmakers. Anyways, catch you next time. Bye.